alright. I told you that no matter what, you would have me by your side. Cause I'm a ride or die, whether you sink or fly. But shit, at least you try. But when you walked out the door, a piece of me died. Told you I wanted more, not what I had in mind. Then you walked away, then you wanna run out. Then they stole you away, stole you out of my life. You just need to remember, I will love you till the end of time. Probably a million years. Promise you remember that you're mine. Baby, can you see through the tears? What's going on? Let's get it on. Get it on the floor. Yo, 2027, heaven. New world order, the order of the dragon. Dragon burning away the flames of the lies and refining the body and the hearts. A new truth. Raw blue dragon. Shout outs to Guan Yu. Y'all don't know about the Han Dynasty. Y'all don't know about the Han Dynasty. But I'll tell y'all a little bit something. I'm just here to brag a little bit. This is the new life stream. See, I did my hair. Check, check, check. I'm so grateful for my hair. I have to take better care of my hair. And I just experienced something that I just fixed with my hair that I found out about my hair. And now that we're here, yeah, I speak in tongues all the time. I didn't know that I was speaking in tongues until recently, finding out that that's what it was. I thought it was just me, you know, jumbling around in my mouth, but in my thought, I knew exactly what I was saying, just creating a new language. But it was speaking in tongues, and I do it all the time. I just don't, I've been, you know, learning so much about myself. Took a little bit of notes here so I could stay on track this time, but I am always gonna be coming full circle, right? It's stuff like the stuff that I'm realizing now is the same stuff that I knew from before, right? But it's like since like life happening and you know I was being so crowded by like negative energy and other people and stuff like that, I couldn't get the time to realize how amazing I truly am. The effect that I had on that I have. Double salute to you. Hit the like button when y'all come into the stream. What's going on with y'all? Where y'all coming from? Where y'all tuning in from? This is the new life stream. 2027 heaven. Everything gonna be new. You're gonna be in the same body, you're gonna be in the same plane, but you're gonna be having a different experience. You're gonna be having a different experience, or you're gonna be seeing people have that different experience, and then you're just gonna be amongst the crowd in the comments, writing negativity and blocking your blessings when you could be joining the fun, joining the joy to the world. Shout out to everybody that's coming in. Make sure I hit that like button. Help me get up there in the algorithm. It ain't gonna cost you nothing. It's just a like, right? But anyway, you know, I just started to put aside the strict spirituality and, said, let me monetize myself so that way, instead of me watching other people make money and create profiles and platforms and all that stuff, and even celebrities and people that I didn't even expect to be watching me and paying attention to the things that I'm doing and saying, you know, I didn't I didn't have that factored in my mind that, oh, let me go and check up on my progress. Let me go and check up on the things that's going on and the things that I'm doing in the world. I just kept on figuring out new things. I just kept on creating new avenues. I just kept on realizing new things within me. So doing all that internal work, that was all shadow work. And all the shadow work that I was doing was all documented and all plastered on all platforms of the internet. So I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't expect to have the effect that I had in the way that I've been having the effect that I have. Like just starting to monetize myself so that way I'm not watching other people, you know, continuously profit off of should have did that from the beginning, but the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, they ain't here, right? So we learning from our mistakes and we failing forward, right? Just because something happened don't mean that that needs to be the predication of your whole week or the predication of your whole career. You fail forward and you continue to move forward. You continue to learn new things about yourself. You continue to adapt, and after adaptation, you overcome. And after overcoming, you evolve and you turn into a different form. You metamorph into something greater. We always going through metamorphosis. We always having a battle between who we are, who we want to be, or who we're gonna be. But I decided to morph. Like Power Rangers is morphing time, baby. I morphed into the best version of myself, and the best version of myself was that wounded healer that was documenting all of my shadow work. Even like thinking back now, standing at my sister's house in the backyard in the dark, watching the trees and just communicating with nature, and coming on and making videos and stuff like that on Instagram, just having fun, listening to music. The lyrics give me influence. The artists give me inspiration. Smoking a little bit of tree, that gives that gives the vibe. That gives the high grade of the influence instead of drinking alcohol and giving the low grade of influence. Right? We don't drink and drive. We get high and fly. Shout out to Wiz Khalifa Taylor Gang. But yeah, whew, channeling. I just got done doing my hair. I started at 5 and I got done about a half hour ago. You know, do the rap and the track, triple double no assist, do the hair and the style, you know, all the while. This is patience. That's why you see a lot of people falling off, a lot of people cutting their hair because they don't have that loyalty to themselves. You don't have to have locks, you don't have to have dreads to be a Rasta, right? Um, you don't have to dread to be Rasta. You could be a bald head and still be a Rastafarian. The Rastafarian culture is all about upholding truth, upholding the woman, and putting the creator of life first. Whoever you might call the creator of life. I refer to the creator of life as woman. Mother created life. So we ain't even gonna get into that because I'm gonna lose all my followers and subscribers because everybody religious. And I know. It's so much, there's so much pretty looking demons out here. They ain't even wearing red dresses no more. They're wearing white tees and fucking tank tops and crystals and this and that and all that. But you can tell a Jezebel from someone that's not dwelling in hell. A Jezebel, they don't have any they don't have any personal creation. They have to use things. They have to use talismans. They have to use all this other shit, right? They have to, right? Because if they don't, then they're not going to have that impact. They're not going to have that influence because they're not using the tools to amplify the power that they're trying to perceive onto somebody else, right? They're changing your perception of reality using the tools that you created and you placed here long time ago, long years and years and years ago, right? But this ain't no educational stream. But everything I said that you could take educationally, I'm here to brag, right? And while I'm bragging, I'm gonna let y'all know without my family, without the Frasers, there would be no revolution. There wouldn't be no revolution without the Frasers. My family, my ancestors was hand in hand with George Washington. Shout out to George Washington. When he was planning his revolution, when he was planning his march, when he was planning his presidency, the first president of this United States, 250 years celebrating now, without the Frasers, there would be no revolution. Because of the Frasers, the revolution was won. Some of the Frasers, they were loyalists to the crown, so they got exiled and pushed out, and we moved to the Caribbean. But the rest of my Frasers family, they still in North Carolina right now. You ever heard about Fraser's Ridge? You ever seen the show Outlander? That's literally a story of my family. Obviously, they're not going to show you a black face. They're going to show you, their actors and the people that they have telling the story, right? Because the way that things go, paper genocide, they don't want to have my distinction as somebody who stood hand in hand with George Washington in the beginning, right? So so it was in the beginning, so it shall be in the end, right? So shout out to all my Outlander fans. Shout out to George Washington. Without the phrases, there will be no revolution, right? So it's like a lot of emotional inconvenience. A lot of emotional inconvenience is the reason why I've been, you know, not so forefront in everything that I'm supposed to be doing. But all of those emotional inconveniences is helping me grow. It's been what has been making me who I am today. My bad, trying to get this straight so I can have my notes on one side, the camera on one side. But that emotional inconvenience, it builds the warrior in me. It builds that survivor in me, right? You know how they say being in survival mode is not a good thing, but a lot of warriors live in survival mode. We don't use survival mode as a fear tactic or being in fear. We use survival mode as knowing that we're gonna die, so we gotta live. We gotta go and fight. We gotta go and war. We gotta go and stand up. We gotta go and find a purpose. We That's the survival mode of a warrior. Warriors know how to use survival mode as a weapon. They know how to use survival mode as not just a tactic, but a way to get ahead. I appreciate the subscription. Okay. But having that survival mode, thank you. I appreciate that. See, you gotta accept the good with the bad, the light with the dark. Outlander is a show on Netflix. You should check it out. It tells the story of the Scottish Revolution and the Jacobites and how, they went from fighting against the crown to fighting with the crown and then creating the revolution and fighting with George Washington to create America as we know it today. And, you know, hey, I'm a messenger of good. I'm a messenger of light and life. I am death. So I'm going to give you life. I'm not fear. I'm not somebody that's going to come on the internet and tell you a bunch of lies to try to get a couple of change out of your pockets. I'm not struggling and I'm not living the way that I want to live, but I'm not struggling either. So I'm not going to come up here and post my Cash App and all that shit like that and tell you to hit me up for readings. I'm doing the reading right now. I'm showing you and I'm telling you right now. It's in the headline, it's in the title. 2027 heaven is going to feel like heaven in 2027. And that's a promise from me, my royal decree. You can say I look gay or whatever. Did you get the message? Did you get the message? Is all I'm worried about. That's my only concern. If you got the message, give a fuck about what you think I look like or how you think about me, right? You got to understand. You got to get that. You got to get that childish, that childism, that immaturity. You got to get past the immaturity so you can experience what it's like to be a child at heart. Because children don't judge, right? They tell the truth. I'm here telling you the truth. I'm not judging other people that have profited off my influence. I don't say no. I don't think anybody that's making a living for themselves is doing bad. I think the people that choose to go to the people that's making a living off of their manipulation are bad. And I'm here to correct that. I'm here to right that. I'm here to balance out that darkness with the light. So I'm giving you the truth that you're not going to want to get or not going to want to hear, but you're going to have to come back to it in the future. I'm not speaking for now because the past is history. The present is past. The future is now. And that's part of my warrior blood. That's how I speak the way I speak. And when I speak, it sounds like I'm putting emphasis on every word. But being a Trinidadian, if you hear any type of Trinidadian talk, they saw we just talk. We don't talk in cursive language. We talk in exclamation points. When you curl your tongue, that's when you're doing curses. That's how we learn cursive. So we don't speak in cursive. We talk straight. We don't fucking beat around the bush. We cut that shit down and we plant some seeds. That's what I'm doing. I'm cutting down the bush because y'all fucking around with all these snakes in the grass. And I'm planting seeds so you could come back in the future and see this video again. Salute to you. So you come back in the future and see the message again. Because you're gonna go through life. You're gonna experience life. And something that I said is gonna be along what you're going through, and something that I said is going to be one of the keys to getting over or getting through that suffering that you're going to have to suffer through. Because a seed has to suffer dirt. A seed have to suffer the earth to grow through it. I see roses in Brooklyn. I grew up in Brooklyn. I see roses in Brooklyn, and there ain't no gardens in Brooklyn except for Madison Square Garden. That's the only garden in Brooklyn. Everywhere else is bricks. There's a street. There's scaffolding. There's a sidewalk. You get jumped. I got jumped. Earned my stripes in Brooklyn before I turned 12. No, I was 12. Before I turned 13 and kept on because I knew death was coming. But I knew also that I was going to live until I die. And death ain't going to put me out of my position. Fear is what I had to battle with. And now I can tell you, fear convinces you to die. Death convinces you to live because death don't bring you towards it. Death lets you know, motherfucker, I'm here. Go do your thing. Live your life. I'm here when you're ready. Fear, don't do that. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. Remember what happened last time? Man, fuck what happened last time. I'm not that person from last time. I'm the new version of the old me. And the old me would be proud of this version of myself. The old version of me would never grow locks. It would start, and then I would shave it off and cut it down. Betrayal, self-sabotage. I'm a king. I'm going to keep my crown on my head, and I'm going to teach you how to keep your crown on your head too, regardless if you like it or not. I don't give a fuck if you don't like the messenger. Did you get the message? Did you get the message? That's all I'm worried about. 2027 heaven. We the new world order. Oh yeah. You know how they say 369 is like, you know, uh, a pattern that you can use for creation? 369 is literally life because the 3 is the echo. That's life. The 6 is the growth. You're growing. You're still young, right? You're still down there growing up. And the 9 is a fully grown adult. That spiral is completed. And now you're spiraling around again. You're going to be a child again. Then you're going to be growing again. Then you're going to be an adult again. You're not an adult forever, right? Life is a spiral. It's not a circle. When you see how the earth and the cosmos and how everything is going, you can go on NASA right now and you can look at how the world, the other planets, and the sun and all that is moving in space. It's going to show you how it's spiraling. It's going to look like a springboard. You ever played, what's that damn game? I forgot what the game called, but you pull the spring, and the ball come up, popping out, and it hit everything, and it go boom, 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 that shit. Pinball. You ever played the pinball? That little spring. That's why everything you use in life, like suspension, is springs, right? It keeps you from crashing. The suspension keeps you from bottoming out. That's why I say life is a spiral. And every single year of your life, you get to go that full 360. You get to see how you live from that first day in that year till the 360th or whatever day that you get to that day and you get to see how you live. And are you going to continue being that person? This is where metamorphosis come in. Are you going to continue being that person, or are you going to metamorph into the next level of you, the better version of you, right? I appreciate your subscription. Are you going to metamorph into the better version of you, or are you going to stay stuck in the mud of last year? You ever heard the term or the saying yesteryear? If you haven't, you will hear that term. This might be the first time you heard it, but you're going to hear it again. But 369, that's just creation. Life is the three. 1 plus 1 is 3. It's not 2. We don't test 2, right? Testing 1 tree. We're not test 2. 2 is like a non-existent number, right? It's 1, 3, 6, 9. We also got 7 in there. Don't forget about that. And the 8 is just an infinity. It's just an infinity logo. They just twisted it around to complete whatever spell they were doing. The number spell, the word spell, right? Tricknology. If you don't understand tricknology, you're not gonna understand jargon, which is the English language and how it was written and how contracts are written. Kanye West said, "Y'all throwing contracts at me. You know that niggas can't read. Throw them some Maybach keys." Right? Throw them some cars, throw them some chains because niggas can't read. I'm teaching you how to read. I told you everything that I say is gonna come full circle. You're gonna might not want to hear the message right now, but something's gonna happen in life, and I'm gonna have one of those keys that you're gonna have to come back and watch the message again. This is like class. We in Earth school. They were talking about the New World Order when I was in high school. 2012, the world ended. The earth started turning again. They just told you the other day that you're going to have shorter days because the world is spinning faster. And I told you in 2017, the earth is spinning again. If you want a reference to what I'm talking about, watch the show Once Upon a Time. That little boy, Henry, he went into the town. Storybrooke. Storybook. You're a cartoon. You're a freaking Disney character, and you're stuck in a fucking false reality and you don't know who you are. You've forgotten who you are. And I've been on this mission my whole life to remind everybody who we are, what we are. But when Henry goes into the town, he brings Emma, his mom, but she gave him up. A lot of children that are super children, you're gonna go through a lot of shit. You might only have one parent. You might have parents that give you away. You might be adopted. You're a super child. You're what we call rainbow children. Before they perverted the rainbow, and now anytime you see a rainbow, you associate it with LGBTQ plus. Before, you would associate the rainbow with a happy life, with gold, with treasure, with joy. I use this green. They might see this as a gang flag, but this is the heart chakra. And this is also the color of money. So they got you sacrificing your heart, blood, sweat, and tears. Blood pumps from the heart, right? Blood, sweat, and tears to get that green. You're darkening your heart. Once upon a time, you're darkening your heart like the evil queen when that shit needs to be Snow White, like Snow and fucking John, right? Rest in peace, my friend John. But if you want a reference to anything that I've been saying, watch the show Once Upon a Time. You'll see when the clock it stays on that one specific time, and when Henry gets into the town, boom, 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 and the Jiminy Cricket, he's walking to his office. The therapist, the psychologist, he convinces you of a life that's not true. The last version of Transformers, the psychiatrist, he was telling Neo that this isn't true. You're having a mental breakdown. But nigga, I'm in a room with Morpheus. We looking for Trinity right now. When you telling me through a mirror, a glass, the looking glass, right? You know how they say that those are portals. You got to cover it up, blah, blah, blah. You ain't got to worry about none of that shit. Ain't nobody gonna touch you. 2027 heaven. We going up, baby. Them demons, They done. They ain't doing no mirror work, glass work. Only if you lower your defenses, lower your frequency, that's the only way they're gonna be able to fuck with you. They can't fuck with us. Yo, we God's children. Remember, don't be afraid of me. Hey, I take my belt. I get my belt, whoop ass like Pootie Tang to remind you that you God's child. You ain't supposed to be afraid of what the devil could do. All his minions. Look them motherfuckers in the face and tear their mask off. Then they gonna run away. The only reason why they act all bravado is because they feel like you're gonna be afraid because you're alone. You're adopted. You're a special child. People pick on you. You might not have friends, so you might think that you alone. You ain't alone. You got angels like me standing right beside you, like goons. Yes, absolutely. You got angels riding with you like goons in the back seat, and one in the passenger, rolling 12 gauge, Mossberg, shotgun, riding shotgun with a Mossberg. Your angels got you. Don't be afraid of none of these motherfuckers or what they talking about or what they saying to you or what they want for you. Don't even let them convince you. Don't even listen to what they got to say. Smile, just like how they do that little fake smile. Tell them that all your angels got rifles and they full of crocodile teeth. Bomba clot. Shit. Blood clot. What? I got a little carried away. Uh, that's that warrior blood. I start feeling like somebody getting oppressed. Where my shield and my sword? We gotta go liberate some motherfucking children of light. We gotta go liberate some of these people. And that's what 2027 going forward is gonna feel like. It ain't gonna be no more protesting. It ain't gonna be no more marching and hurting our feet, holding up signs and shit like that. We're gonna be calling down lightning. We're gonna be rocking the earth like thunder. We're gonna be earth bending them 808s. This holy drill music era. You see how them rappers talking about fuck the streets? They trying to get on the good side of us, angels. Because we ain't playing no games no more. This is holy war. We wetting them all with that holy water. And we drinking it. And we drinking it. We drinking holy water. And we wetting them down with that holy water. We gonna frighten the demons out of them. We're gonna be performing exorcisms as we speak life and death in the power of your tongue. You're gonna remember that. I'm gonna remember you that. I'm gonna remember you that, nigga. We some renegades. What Eminem said? But we ain't Slim Shady. We Marshall Madness out this motherfucker. This is badassery. Don't be afraid of none of that stuff. They can't touch us. Lowering your frequency is like lowering your defenses. Keep that shit up. Don't let them in. Anybody that want to have you lower your defenses, they trying to run game on you. Somebody like me gonna tell you keep your defenses up. Don't let that shit down. I don't want you to let your defenses down. I want you to keep your defenses up so I can see how you operate in the world. Are you of the world or are you just in it? Whose side are you on? How you playing this? How you playing this? Because I'm always and at all times connected to the source. So if I see it, you know the higher up see it too. They now want you to learn. They now want to tell you that you ain't safe inside your mind. Like that episode of SpongeBob when Patrick was mocking SpongeBob and doing everything SpongeBob did. And SpongeBob was like, at least I'm safe inside my mind. And then that nigga Patrick said, at least I'm safe inside my mind. They showing you this shit. And now they look at, oh, CERN shut down. Don't give a fuck about CERN. They had to shut that shit down because anybody knows, if anybody that knows when you fuck with life and you fuck with nature and you fuck with science, that shit gonna fuck back. And when it fucks back, you ain't ready to get fucked back. You want to throw all the, you want to throw all the, you want to do all that, but you can't take the, yeah. Are you of the world or are you just in it? Because I'm here to burn it down. This is the new earth, dragon flames. They say dragon and they want to associate it with evil. But dragons, their flames are life bringing. Like Godzilla is a dragon. Everywhere Godzilla goes, life happens. You see when Godzilla stomp, it's a hole in the ground, but then after Godzilla move, you see plants and flowers start growing out of his footprint. When volcanoes start erupting, all that old shit gets washed away. And then you see bugs start coming, dung beetles and flowers start popping up. And then 10 years later, they build a whole they build a beachfront property on. They show you this stuff. They do displacement all the time. We've been in Lumeria, we've been in Mu, we've been everywhere. They stifled us and brought down the oxygen level so low that we small like this. We used to be fucking 50 feet tall, 200 years old as a baby. We used to live over 900 years. Look it up. Adam and Eve was over 900 years old. And they were like fucking 40 something feet tall. And they ate carrots and broccoli and shit. They had some lamb. They slaughtered some lamb. They had some lamb. They had some fish. They ate some shark because it was all in abundance until the Martians came and they changed our future forever. It was always supposed to happen. That was our end. That was our death. And we just continued to fall instead of rising again from that death. You ever heard the Book of the Dead? The Book of the Dead is not the devil's book. The Book of the Dead is about those people that fell in consciousness. They died spiritually. Hey, if you want to get blocked on YouTube because saying some shit, hey, go ahead, but don't disrespect 50 Cent. I fuck with 50. He taught me how to speak American English through his music. Music influences the world. America united the world. Everybody was being told so much negativity about America, so much negativity about the people in America. And ever before I even came to America, I wanted to come to America. And I'm looking at now the America that I dreamed of coming to. Because the America that I came to was shit. It was hard. Struggle. Day to day. People going to school, getting jumped, joining a set, joining a clique, clicking up, having fun, doing mischievous shit, but not breaking natural law, not taking a life, not taking something from somebody, not manipulating somebody's mind. I never, even no matter how many girls I've been with, I never convinced none of them. I was straightforward. Like Ludacris said, I'm gonna speak the truth till I get them in their birthday suit. That's the way you get it. The truth is the only way because when you lie, you die. They used to tell us when we were young, if you tell a lie, you go into hell as soon as you die. So you was gonna think twice before you told that lie because you didn't want to go to hell when you died. The easiest way to convince anybody of anything is to do it when they're children. That's why I'm a champion for children, especially the neglected one, especially the abandoned one, especially the one that society said, nah, you think for yourself, so you're not fit for society. We can't control you. I stand on the front line every day. We wetting them all with that holy water because this is holy war. You don't know that this is spiritual? Our minds are free. I'm here to free our hearts from the shackles and chains of society. And I got nothing against them tarot readers. I'm just saying, don't get trapped in the cards, Yugi. If you ever seen Yu-Gi-Oh, the one of the first episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh, his grandfather got trapped in the cards by the evil dude. He was playing that card game. He was obsessed with the card game. He kept playing them damn card games, and he lost his grandpa. He had to go save his grandpa. Now he got to go play the game for real. He thought that shit was just a game. His grandfather got trapped in the cards. Don't get trapped in the cards, Yugi. And not all is one, but one is all. Everybody, everybody ain't kin. Not all skin folk is kin folk. Not everybody is kin. But that one, you can see a taste of all. That's why I've been 10 foot, 10 toes, 10 foot. I've been 10 toes, 50 feet in a 5'10" body on influence. I am influence. You might not see the flame in my hands, but I am watching fire, creation, life. Imagine. Don't lose this. You got it. It's free. Now it's me trying to free this. Don't lose this. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. How you don't lose it? Don't let motherfuckers convince you of shit. Even if even if you let them think they convincing you of something, just so you can get them to shut the fuck up. Why you all in my ear talking a whole bunch of shit that I ain't trying to hear? Get back, motherfucker. You don't know me like that, right? I ain't playing around, make one false moves. Them angels will take you down. Get back, motherfucker. You don't know me like that. You know you, though. They are banking on you not knowing you. So when you don't know you, you can be convinced of anything. They can manipulate your ass. Tell you to believe that the motherfucking sky is the color of my shoes, nigga. And they gonna convince you that your shoes is theirs. But remember, we was on the other side of the table. Now it's turned to us. The shoe is on the other foot. The shoe is on the other foot now. And it ain't even fitting. Because God has some bigger plans. Bigger plans starring us. We the star of the show now. So are you gonna play your role? Or are you gonna continue acting with the script that they gave you? Or are you gonna follow the light of the Lord that made you? Don't get your mind manipulated because they will enslave you. And don't you dare for a second think they won't kill you. But before that happens, them angels, they gonna save you. Sword and shield in one hand. Salute you. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. New subscribers. Now what? I'm at 274 subscribers. Boy, we going up. We going up. 2027 heaven. Don't lower your frequency. That's the same as lowering your defenses. Don't lower your walls to let nothing in. Open a window or open a door and you go the fuck outside and see what's up. Don't let nothing in there. Don't let nobody tell you to lower your defenses or your wall. You have so much walls. Why it's so hard to? They shouldn't have to try that hard. If they have to try that hard, they shouldn't be around you trying to convince you to lower your defenses. No, don't do that. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. Don't do it. Right? The person that gets in trouble is the person that hits back. That's the only time I ever got suspended. I got suspended one time. I was so slick and so good with doing bad under the motherfucking radar, the teachers and the principals and the people watching the children and shit like that. I got in trouble fighting for somebody else because somebody was bullying my mate. We was at lunch. He was talking shit. He was gonna be a blood. He was talking all that rah-rah shit. And I'm like, yo, you see this nigga not trying to talk. He not in that. He not like that. Talk that shit to me. He like, nah, I'm gonna get certified. I'm gonna get my gun and I'm gonna shoot your ass. What? I told her, I see your ass after school, nigga. And I was premeditating that fight. I couldn't wait till he got out of I waited outside the door. I was outside the door waiting. Nobody else knew. Them niggas came outside and was like, what y'all waiting on? What's going on? Oh, he about to fight. That's how people knew. I didn't tell nobody shit. That motherfucker was the one I was wanted to fight. I didn't, I'm about to fight. I'm about to fight. I don't tell nobody nothing. I get shit done. Ain't no talking. Soon as he came outside, yeah, you was gonna shoot me, right? Bah! And we started going at it. Punching. Choking. Next thing I know, Motherfucking one of the security guards grabbed my ass up, walked me straight to the principal's office. I was so mad. Nobody told me. I could have ran. I could have got the fuck out of there. I got suspended for 10 days. Man, that shit was so ass. It didn't die down though. I got back to school. Them niggas was giving me that. Girls was giving me love. Because I wasn't fighting for me. I was fighting for somebody else. I don't like seeing people be bullied. I don't like seeing that shit because I got bullied by my father. I got bullied by a bully I couldn't beat. And I got bullied by God. My mother had a C-section on December 10th and she died on December 25th. I didn't know if my mother got the chance to hold me. All the while when my mother was pregnant with me, she was being told not to have another child, not to have another baby. I was in there hearing all of that. So I'm here for a reason. I'm my mother's sacrifice. I am death, which is going to show you life. I'm not fear, which is going to lead you to death and not let you live. Fear prevents you from living. Death, on the other hand, that motherfucker is always waiting. You got to go and live before you get to death. So go and live your life. Get my new EP. Link in my bio. Love y'all. What's his last message? Exactly. That's what I go to every time I have the thoughts of not wanting to live. I think about my mother and my great grandmother. Both gave up their lives for me to be alive. So I'll be damned if I get convinced by fear to want to die. I'm going to look death in the eyes and I'm going to go live and teach others how to thrive, not just survive.